sorry, you can see El Hierro. That's the island right at the back. This is La Gomera, and here you see La Palma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's not always you can see all of them.
Normally you'll only see Gomera, but when you an old Guanche tale. So the Guanches was the original inhabitants of the island, right? And an old Guanche tale is when you can see that island as clear as that, it means there's very bad weather coming.
Very bad weather coming.
Yeah, yeah. And it's usually right.
If you're riding a lot, you should be used to get caught in the rain. For me, it's everyday life riding in UK. That's pretty normal. Obviously, ideally, it's better when it's not raining, but if it is raining, it's not a big issue, especially in Tenerife, because the plan is to ride above the cloud where the rain can't reach us. It will be raining on all the people down, but not on us. So that is the plan, to get above as quick as possible, and then it will stop raining. I've been told that on my trip to Tenerife I was extremely unlucky with the weather, which I completely disagree. First of all, that is what we have in summer in UK. 1 or 2 showers in a day for 10-20 minutes. It's nothing, isn't it? And it's inevitable. But you just look at the views. The fog and mist makes even my local park in Essex into an enchanted forest. But to experience that, riding through the lava fields, was like riding in Mars. I honestly was enjoying every single moment of it. However, Adam, the owner of Easy Rider Tenerife, who moved to the island years and years ago, said this was the worst weather he experienced in years. I just spent all night sleeping in the pirate ship. It actually felt almost like I'm sailing because the ship is moving all the time, so it's very nice lullaby for you. Also, you can hear the wind and you can hear the water, and you can hear the ship squeaking, which I found very soothing as well. So all these natural sounds, and it just almost makes you feel like you are actually in the open sea, but you're not. Here we go. Let's get inside. It's all themed with pirates because it's captain's cabin. And you even have Jack Sparrow on the wall here. So it's all kind of experience rather than just normal stay. This is where that hat belongs. That's where I found it. That's where I slept, on this side with that window, and seeing a volcano here in the morning, which was pretty awesome. Octopus was sleeping next to me. You have a little kitchen area with everything you might want, with a coffee, settee, and this area you can turn into double bed. I've been asked to do a review of it, and I think it's a great experience if you are looking for something different, if you are looking for, like me, if you are looking for something interesting and to experience more, to live more, not just go to the same hotel all the time, all inclusive, and it's okay if you are that type of person, but I'm not. I need to experience life. I need to have different memories and different experience and feel like I live, and this definitely makes you more alive. It's only because it's different, and you can say I slept in there. Oh, you know, I've been to Tenerife and I slept in that pirate ship, and that's another tale to tell or another memory to have, and I think that is absolutely great. At least that is my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you came on the knuckle or on the shovel today?
On the Panhead.
On the Panhead.
On the Panhead. Yeah, so the Panhead's out there. You're going to love the Panhead when you see it. You really will, because we've had some good conversations about all sorts of bikes, but you've had some, you've brought up old Harley Davidson a few times. So you are really going to like this one. It's so good to when I ride this, because you know when you're on the RG, there's so much bike there that you can't get through traffic and stuff. So when you get on this, it's just like a little animal, because it's so nimble and you can get around everywhere. But you can't stop very well on it, because it's drum brake on the front and drum brake on the back.
Yeah.
You've got to really rely on gearing. It's only a 4-speed box, so it's original. So it is, but it's the bare bones of a motorbike. It is an engine with 2 wheels. There's no suspension on the back. Hold on tight to the front, because the only dampening you've got is like the original damping here, and that is what is so fun about it. It is amazing. Wow. And you just keep going. And these aren't pillion pads, right?
What is it?
This is what they use for the beach racing. So when you're flat out on the beach, you then lie down on the tank and push your ass onto there.
Oh, okay. So you're more,
so yeah.
Wow. How many old Harleys do you have?
We've got the 1953 Pan. We have a 1979 Shovel, which is Electric Glide limited edition. A beautiful bike, but very difficult to keep running. That's just, I was going to show you that, but the battery's done on that again. So we've got a 1998 Softail Springer, and we have then that's the old ones done. Then we move up into
and then it's a Sportster and the brand new.
Yeah, we've got, so they're my personal bikes, the kind of the old stuff, and the Road Glide's my personal bike. But the other Harleys, then we've got the 883 Iron, which is I think the same model as yours. We also have the 1200 XL Sportster, which is a great bike, great rental, great bike for people who haven't rid Harley before and they want to come over and try. And then we also have now the Street Bob, 114.
114. That's a brand new.
Yeah, which
and
is
these
so
3 Harleys are available to ride.
Yes, all of them are available to ride. The 114, I'm not letting it go out like that. It's come directly from Harley Davidson. It is the most uncomfortable seating position I've ever seen on a Harley. They have done it deliberately, so you have to buy forward controls. And you can see that by this way they put these stupid sweeping pegs on there. but you know, we want it to be comfortable. We want people to enjoy it. So the forward controls are on order, and they should be here in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
We have 3 Harleys, a few Triumphs, Gazelles,
Yeah.
Royal Enfields, Ducatis.
Everything. I think that if you're a conditioned biker, right, it always goes through your head that you would love to ride a Ducati one day. I'd like to see what a Moto Guzzi can do. I suppose they're all kind of V's in a way, you know, just different ways in there. So they're all twins. The Triumph Bonneville, I think, is just everybody's British person. Everybody wants to have a go on a Bonnet. Then the Street Twin, which is the 900cc, which was more just for the business, really, because we needed something else, a bit smaller. The Royal Enfields were a fantastic range of bikes, you know, we've been really pleased with all of them. The Himalayan it's probably the last edition that we've added on, so we'll see how that goes. The jury's out on that, whether it'll take off or not. But because the price tag on those bikes is that little bit lower, it allows us to do the rental a little bit lower on them as well, so it can be more of a budget kind of bike. Ducati Monsters, which are very aggressive, great ride, great for over here, as you've experienced.
I wish I had time to ride a Monster after riding yesterday.
Yeah.
I wish, because I wanted a little bit more of a brakes, a little bit more aggressiveness, because the roads here are the dream
incredible
to ride. It definitely, like, you can have everything here. You can have a day of exploring, you can have a day of technical riding, you can have a day of traveling, cruising, you can have 100%. A day going to the place and seeing something. You can have so many days riding and never get bored. You definitely can stay a week.
Easy. I mean, I've been here 20 odd years now, and I just fall in love with it every time, even more when we go up to the mountains. And as you travel through the seasons, because we've been doing easy riding now for the last 4 years, as you travel through the seasons, it's like a living oil painting up in the mountains. All of you watch everything die off, all the vines, all the wildflowers, and as we now go into the spring again, all of that starts to come alive, and that is an amazing thing to see as that happens. And I'm blessed really to be able to do it now. So many great bikes to go and do it on as well, and meeting great people like you.
You moved from the UK, from Birmingham, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
Why so?
Well, things were kind of wrapping up over there. There was the property market had gone up considerably at the time, so we looked at that and thought it would be a good time to make the move now, and that's what we did. And we sold the businesses that we had there, moved over here, went into property, moved on from there, and it's just been an adventure ever since. It's not always been good, sometimes been good, some are bad, but you know, you learn to go with it.
Over 20 years you live in Tenerife? Over
20 years here, yeah.
And never wanted to go back?
No, and I never would. No. I mean, the weather over there now is horrendous. The riding season is so short. Prices of everything. You get used to the cost of living here, and once you've got used to that, when you go to really anywhere else, because it's VAT free here as well.
Is it?
Yeah. So we only have like what they call it IJIC, which is a 7% kind of tax on everything, and that's all we pay. So whenever you step outside of here, you immediately get that 20% plus
VAT.
VAT.
Snickers bars here, €2.50.
That's to encourage you not to eat chocolate.
You have a toolkit here to fix something if you have to. Wow!
That's it.
Let's have a look what we have here. That's mostly for cyclists, isn't it?
Cyclists, really. But it's handy, isn't it?
It is.
It's a good idea.
It's a brilliant idea.
Enough.
So thoughtful.
We get enough bikers. Maybe we'll start doing bike pints for bikers.
Yeah.
Around the coast is purely here for tourism. Yep. As soon as you start to go up into the mountains, you start to get into the villages, and you start to get village life. And we pay normal prices for things. Sometimes things may be a bit more expensive depending on where they're from, but you get to know what the equivalents are of English products and stuff. And the kind of the further you go up until you get to the top where it's all tourism again, that kind of section in between is normal living life, and that is the best place to be and live, and that's why it's so good for biking, because you can do a little bit of coastal stuff, but once you get into that area there, it's almost a different place. You wouldn't think that you was in Tenerife.
No, yeah, definitely.
Cliffs, mountains, pine forests, burnt forests now that you've seen, which make for some amazing
lava desert.
Yeah.
And then after lava desert, you ride through the moon. Something absolutely incredible. It was just crowded with tourists, so I didn't stop because.
Well, that's it. That's what we have to warn riders about. Is this unusual animal called the tourist that just kind of runs out in front of you in the middle of the road when you're riding?
Yeah.
And you have to be careful of that, especially at the top.
Yeah, definitely. So what would be your one advice for somebody coming to Tenerife?
Bring your bike license. Bring your bike license and you will have an amazing time here. Yeah, even if you're only over with the kids and on a family holiday, escape the pool for a day and come and see us, and you can have an amazing time in just like one day riding. You can see so much.
I completely agree with that.
I think like what you did yesterday when you kind of went, forget the sat nav, I'm just going to go, because you've only got to follow the signs up or down really, and you're going to find your way back, so you don't have to worry too much. But if you are worried about knowing where to go, you can always use one of our guides, and we can do it that way.
I could see that it's not the business for you. I could see that it is a passion, and when we rode together, I felt like I'm riding with one of the old mates rather than being on the shore. And if I would ride with Nancy, I would feel exactly the same. And that means a lot, because as a tourist coming and as a biker, you always look for that kind of service, bikers to bikers, rather than feel that you pay for the experience.
100%.
Even when you pay, you want to feel genuine passion running through. It's the same like in the dealerships. When you come to buy a motorcycle, you want to be treated as bikers to bikers, because this is what this is all about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lifestyle for us, and being a biker has been a lifestyle, for, like I say, all my life. I don't really know anything else, so I feel more alien when I stepped out into different areas. When we was in property, for example, and we kind of stepped out into that area, and that it was alien. I've always come back to this, and this time we've come back to it, and I've sort of gone, no, this is it. I'm not changing myself again. This is who I am. And the family are all, like you say, we're all involved. Two Wheels is part of who we are. The business is fantastic because we've developed it now, and our whole passion and our lifestyle is now in the business at the same time. And riding here is a blessing anyway. There's always this connection though, where it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. When you are bikers or you're a motorcycle enthusiast, you can just easily connect with other people. And I found that again from coming from kind of club backgrounds where they kind of live in a goldfish bowl a little bit, and they think that it's only what's going on in here. So much going on outside, and so many great people, and so many helpful people, and interesting mechanics and interesting ideas, and you can learn so much by opening yourself up to that world.
Hey guys, this is Tomboy Bit. Find me on my YouTube channel. And guess what? You are listening to Right Time Radio.
God forbid if any of my old mates saw me on a bike with a radio on it and fairing and all of that, you'd never live it down. But with the motorcycle tours, with the rise of things like Sons of Anarchy, where everyone's riding baggers on there, and Mayans and all of that sort of stuff. So the bagger scene's grown massively and it's more accepted. But there's a lot of technology on the bike, and you can be riding along, you can be using the touch screen, getting a bit too involved. And I nearly had a head-on. The car had stopped, and I thought, you know what, I just want something I can turn on. That took us into the podcast for Ride Time Radio, where we was doing old school Brit metal and stuff like that. That then got took on by a local radio station here, and they started broadcasting that to all of the islands. And then we thought, well, why don't we bite the bullet and do our own? So we've developed the station. We've got Freddie Dobson. We've got the Adventure Motorcycle podcast with Clive and Noel. We've got my own shows on there where we review a lot of bands from all over the world. That was from a previous radio show that I used to do. So I've hooked that back in now, and we've got a lot of bands sending in their music. We've got just some really good shows. Hit the Road Tenerife, which is another local couple who do a radio show for me, James and Agata. They're really funny. And yeah, it's just going from strength to strength, and it's great because it's all part of the community again. Gives you the ability to as well to market directly to tourists as they get into the south, you know. So
how people can listen to the radio if they are on the island, and how they can listen if they are in England or somewhere in Europe or anywhere in the world?
So if you're on the island, you can do 90.4 FM on the south coast. That will give you, we've got a great signal going out now, so that will cover pretty much everywhere here. If you're anywhere else in the world, you go to ridetimeradio.com. And if you want to download our app, which has got navigation tools in, it has the local weather in, so if you're coming on holiday, whether you're using us or not, you can use the app. It's free.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you have an app as well.
Yeah, it's on the iOS store and it's on the Android store. Just download Easy Rider Tenerife, and that will have all of the Ride Time Radio platform built in.
In the 3 days that I spend in Tenerife with Easy Rider Tenerife, I feel like I spent, don't know, at least a week traveling. That's how much I saw and felt, and that's how much I experienced it in such a short time. And it tells you that you can do that. You can come here only for a weekend, sleep in the boat for 2 nights, take different bikes or the same bike for 2-3 days, and ride from the morning till night and come back full on. It does feel to me that like I was riding a lot longer, that I've seen a lot more. It's just the way Tenerife is. There are places here that you can't find anywhere else in the world. And all that, the history, plus if you're staying for longer, you can always take a ferry and explore the islands, and that is a plan. I didn't even get to Masca. I didn't even see the capital. I didn't even be on the other side, and what Adam and everyone at Easy Rider Tenerife said, I want to see those roads. I want to show them to you as well, and it's so much to see and explore, and the roads here are a dream to ride, an absolutely dream. And maybe once you will be watching these series, you will think that oh, the weather is not the best, but you have to bear in mind that it's around 20 degrees here anyway. So even if it is raining, it's kind of a summer rain. And yes, you have to put the extra layer on, but it's an extra layer. You're still not too cold to ride. It's still summer. But the advantage of that weather was the empty roads and less tourists, less people in the mountains, less of everything, and that's the advantage of coming not during the season. However, if you want sunny days, I believe that the rest of the year, except from the time that I'm here, you will always have sunny days. From Easy Rider Tenerife, Adam and his family said that this is cold for them. This is their cold season. So that was my decision to come at this time of the year, because it is very, very cold in UK at the moment. It was -5 this week. It was the coldest week. And in comparison, to me, this is like properly summer. I really, really enjoyed everything. And they say without the rain you will not see the rainbow. And I can say the same. Without riding through the fog, I would never see that mysterious burned pine forest that is hiding in the fog, and it just looked surreal. It looked amazing. The same when we rode with Adam, and you ride through that lava desert, and you only can see a few meters in front of you, and it feels like you are riding in the moon. And next day, when I was riding in a sunny day, exactly the same place, it looked completely different. And I'm very, very happy that I got to experience both. And if you're looking for sunny rides, you can have that here. You don't have to go into the cloud if you don't want to. There are plenty of sunny roads here every single day. And if you want to ride everywhere in the sun, just come into a different time of the year than me. I give 10 over 10 to Tenerife. It's an experience is because I don't feel like I'm bored, and I don't feel like I'm done with it. I feel like I want to come back here.